Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Versus. Now, for those of you who do not remember, Versus is where we take two pieces from music and compare them and figure out which side you guys are on. Now, in this episode, we're going to look at something very interesting, something that I actually have taken a great deal in loving. Vinyl versus CD. Now, for those of you who don't know exactly the history and believe differently, vinyl is not the first. We actually have cylinder to actually thank for that one. And since I'm not going to go over the history and timeline and don't feel like pulling out everything else with reel-to-reel and different cassettes, tapes, and, well, Laserdisc, I'm not going to go ahead and do all that for you, but instead we're just going to talk about the main two that have grasped and good history over the years. Now, obviously the CD is an actual better as far as quality is concerned. There is no denying that. Anyone can fight that and say it's different, but we all know that this is true. The vinyl will have your scratches, your different takes, and, well, you'll hear every little imperfection done on that track. But for purists and for nostalgic purposes, people will look at a vinyl and say it is their favorite. And it's hard to disagree. You listen to it and you really feel as if you're in the studio. You're listening to the album being played. You're thinking, I can actually feel like I'm right in the room as it's being recorded. Now, a lot of CDs' comprehension with that, their fight towards it is them saying, well, how are we going to do that? Let's give them a live CD. So you get this live CD where it's almost as if you're there as they're being recorded at a concert. And, well, unfortunately, they're not the first to do that either because there are live albums as well. And it's all a matter really of what you consider your favorite. So there is no real right or wrong answer to this. A lot of people actually will sit there and say that it's just a lot easier. Now, of course, a lot of people figured that it would just be a lot easier to make these at first when cylinders became out of touch, but then, of course, then it became to reel-to-reel cassettes, 8-track tapes, where you could actually just skip over to the next track as opposed to listening to a whole thing or just flipping the whole record over. Now, of course, with that being said, that's where CDs have made it pretty well, where the fact that all they really have to do is just pretty much skip. If you don't like the first track, go to the next one. So it's all a matter of what you guys like. Now, some of you guys may like one thing, some may like the other. And I want to hear it. Tell me in the comments which one is better. Do you like CDs or do you like the vinyl? I want to know. I'm Anthony, and I will see you guys next time.